Ginkgo?
The ginseng.
Ginseng, I'm guessing.
I would call it just, I mean, in my opinion, I would call it a medium growth spurt as opposed to a fast or a slow. That's just what I would call it.
What's the minimum low temperature before I bring it in?
Well, they will tell you on the ficus that, 53, 55 degrees, somewhere in there, they kind of need protection after that. I've actually had some ficus outside that have gotten in the 40s without any damage, but there's no sense in
Risking
pushing it or risking it.
Could you rub a very lightweight, any kind of mineral, vegetable oil or anything on the trunk to beautify that trunk? It's got kind of a whitish thing to it now.
I really suggest using water and a toothbrush and just cleaning it that way.
That'll help.
Can actually take a little bit of dishwashing soap and put it in a container like this, spray it and toothbrush it, and
it'll perk up, huh?
Yeah, it'll perk up.
It's looking better already.
We're gonna cut off, because I don't want to cut any further down. We're gonna cut off a few of these leaves that got burned.
Okay.
And I don't want to remove the whole limb, because that's going to compromise the shape a little bit.
So during the summer months, once a month, fish emulsion fluids and bone meal, blood meal mix.
Yes, I'm not going to stand here or sit here and tell everybody, what they should or shouldn't do. I'm going to tell you what works for me in this climate. Everybody has their own potions and fertilizers they like to use, and a lot of people will say you've got to do this and you've got to do that. You need to really see what works best. For that particular plant. All plant needs are not the same. So in other words, the way you might fertilize a tropical is not necessarily the way you would fertilize a native tree or garden stock. And then every tree or plant has a different light exposure, so you need to be sensitive to that. I don't know if a lot of your audience knows, but the ficus are particularly temperamental on light exposure and are famous for dropping leaves once they've been moved. No need to panic there. If that happens, it's almost a certainty that a lot of them are going to do that. Just wait for it to recover. It'll take a few weeks. But once they find a happy spot in your house or out on your porch, not really a good idea to continue to move them. Now, I'm just speaking about ficus. I'm not speaking about anything else. We're going to get in here and trim a little bit of this dead stalk back, just to kind of improve the health of this little tree. And it'll give it a little bit more vitality and stimulate some growth.
Now, if the roots have really good drainage on this, then it can be watered quite regularly during the summer, right?
Yeah, I mean, my policy with a lot of stuff is water it thoroughly, flush it through, and then let it dry out. I mean, there are certainly trees and plants out there that like a lot more water. Your wisteria likes a lot of water. Your dawn redwood, sequoia, bald cypress, your water trees like your willows, your water oaks, your willow oaks. I mean, they like as much water as you can give them. But you kind of have to know your specifics on your tree. So, but the best policy, if you're unsure, is water it when it's dry, flush it, let it dry out, and then rewater it when it's due. If you put it in the house, it's going to depend on how warm or cool you keep your house, and if you have a lot of humidity. You know? I mean, there's all kinds of variables, so there's not necessarily a game plan for everything.
Some people's interior in their houses are as dry as the Sierra.
Absolutely.
As the Sahara
and
Desert.
You know, that's what you need to pay attention to, you know?
A humidifier might help, huh?
I mean, we have a humidifier that we use, and it does affect on it has an effect on how you water, you know, the tropicals and the inside plants. Sure, absolutely. Just trying to trim back a little bit more of this dead stuff. Just to improve the general health of this little guy here. It's got a lot of dead limbs in there, which is going to do nothing but improve the health of the tree.
So it likes a haircut.
Yeah, I mean it's actually
Stimulates it.
It actually stimulates it too. So absolutely, yeah. And it just improves the health of the tree. We're not far from finishing this one guy.
Yeah. Now notice down below there's 3 little bitty leaves way too low on the stem. See those little leaves?
I do. And
You just rub those off?
well, I mean, that's personal choice. I would take them off.
Me
and,
too.
You know, and leave the main structure of the main canopy, and we'll take those off. And with the health and vigor of the tree, a lot more of those are going to appear anyway.
And you just keep kind of rubbing them off. Or
Once you've established the shape of the tree, you just pretty much try to maintain that shape. Okay, because you've just gotten this and you haven't had it too long, and it's still trying to adjust to its new environment. It's made a couple car trips. I'm not going to whack it too hard at all today.
Yeah.
Our main goal is just to give it a little haircut, get a shape going here, try to improve the general health of it, and then if we need to, you know, we can whack on it and you know, trim it a little bit harder. But honestly, the fact that you bought this and had it a while and put it outside, and
can we make holes in the bottom of that pot?
we can, and it's changed its environment. It's doing really well. Okay, I think we're going to stay with that right now. Okay, they've got it in a training pot.
But no holes in that big one.
That's correct. And I mean, if you've got a pot like this and you want to keep it in the training pot, and then put it back in here, kind of a double pot, then your outside pot has got to have holes in it.
Good. It'll be an outside
Because you're going to
one.
build up
alkaline, isn't it?
alkaline mildew.
That may be
algae.
what's sort of happened already a little.
Yeah, and then it's going to, because of the humidity that's going on right now in Arkansas, it's going to build up some moisture.
Now, is that a bed? Are the roots in a bed of moss? It feels mossy when you touch that surface.
You mean
of
this
all.
right in here?
Yeah, isn't that a?
No, this is the majority of this is actually peat, just straight peat.
Isn't that a moss? A peat moss?
There may be a little potting soil in there, but you're getting a lot of this coloration from just being moist.
Yeah. So basically, it's in a bed of peat moss, kind of peat.
Pretty much, yeah.
I noticed a lot of bonsais are that you buy.
Right, and it retains water. And it's actually got, it'll hold water longer, and it actually drains better, if that even makes any sense. But, okay, we'll have to get out a masonry bit to
Oh, okay.
to drill this.
I'll temporarily stop.